Among Us. The game we all know and love. The game that's about sussing your friends, even though you're the real imposter.
21.
Yep, we see you, Red. But it doesn't really matter in the end because we all end up killing each other. Yep, shocking. Wait, has no one realized that Red is always imposter? The game that constantly hates me because I constantly get my task in electrical and I can't do a thing about it. Okay, on with the video. Among Us is the game that we all know and love and have fell in love with from the start. But some of us are still kind of bad at the game. And given the fact that I have almost 30 hours logged in onto this game, I thought I'd give you guys some tips and tricks. So, here are some tips and tricks that you wish you had before you started playing Among Us. Okay, so for the first tip is constantly watch other people do tasks. Whether that's a visual task, because then you know that person is innocent, or whether it's a certain type of task that shouldn't take that long. Here's an in-game example of basically me doing that. So I see that green is basically doing the divert thingy. I don't know exactly what's the name of the task, but basically he's doing it. And I realized that he's taking quite a bit of time. And I realized that this task should not take more than 5 to 8 seconds. Now, for those of you who don't know which task this is basically the task where you have to flick up the fader. After I see he's taken up quite some time, I am just about to leave, but then he ends up killing me. So basically tip number 2 is a thing I like to call the fake out. So as you guys can see here, I go left towards the reactor room and all of that stuff. And basically I just start doing my task, of course. I see that green and red follow me, and immediately I see that green and red go into the same room. So what I do is I go do one of my other tasks, and then I backtrack my steps. So if you come back the way you came after 2 people have been alone, you might catch an imposter that's just run away from the scene. And in this clip right here, I was actually right. I come back, green's dead, red's nowhere to be found, and then I immediately report the body. So for tip number 3, it has a little bit of something to do with tip number 4, but we'll get into that later. Me and someone else are imposter. I hadn't yet killed anyone, but they go ahead and kill someone and then report. My teammate ends up getting away with it, but then they end up leaving the game. And when they leave the game, they leave me with a 1v6. I try and look for a kill, but everyone's pretty much bunched up together. So finally I go to the right and I see that Pink is all alone, or at least I thought. I got a little bit sloppy with this one, but luckily I cleaned it up because I report the body as soon as possible and I immediately frame White. Everyone agrees to vote out White, but then they say if it's not White, then it's you. And that brings us to tip number 4. So for tip number 4, basically what you guys are going to do if you're an imposter and you need to go ahead and get that dub, is you're basically going to turn off lights so that way no one can go ahead and run to the emergency button. Next, you're going to lure one crewmate away and kill them. But make sure it's not in an area that any of the other crewmates will find. Next, you're going to go into electrical and wait for unsuspecting victims. Now, in this case, after I killed green, there was only 2 people. If you guys have more than 2 people after you've killed your first, then you guys should probably wait for a stat kill. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.